Well, good day, good day. Welcome to another episode of the Rob Report. I'm your humble host, Robert Brown. Today's topic we're going to talk about: do New York Governor Cuomo, probably spelled that name wrong, have a vaccine by any means necessary agenda? And as you see, the thought bubble say you're going to take this vaccine, New York, and I add by any means necessary. Is this true? Is this true? Well, we'll take a look at this and see. All right, bear with me one moment, and we're going to get started. Of course,
The frigid terrain of an untouched winter. Underneath this blanket of snow, a mystery awaits to be... Whoa! The Acura Season of Performance event is on now. Don't miss it.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the RDX.
All right, let's see what Governor Cuomo has.
Will mobilize an army to vaccinate all New Yorkers fairly, equitably. No state will do it better. We have a vaccine on the way. Truly great news. But polls say 50% of the American people say they would not take the vaccine if it were available today because they don't trust the way this federal government has politicized the process. So New York and other states,
Now, hold up. Did Cuomo really said we're going to mobilize an army? An army? An army to take this vaccine?
in total will simultaneously. But polls say 50% of New Yorkers fairly, equitably. No.
Let's go back. This is very important.
Mobilize an army to vaccinate all New Yorkers fairly, equitably. No state.
He just literally said that we're going to mobilize an army to make sure New Yorkers get this vaccine. And they're going to specifically have a target to mobilize this army at. So you first heard it from the governor's mouth that he's going to mobilize an army to get this vaccine. I'm going to play it again because a lot of people think I make stuff up when I always will show you what I believe is the truth. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Mobilize an army to vaccinate all New Yorkers.
I didn't say that. He said that. Let's go back one more time.
Will mobilize an army to vaccinate all New Yorkers fairly, equitably. No state will do it better. We have a vaccine on the way. Truly great news. But polls say...
Now, I want to start right here real quick. How come all of a sudden Trump get defeated handily by Joe Biden? Now, we're going to talk about the divide in America. This race was too close. Too close to call. We're going to talk about that on another segment. But soon as the news is that Trump will not be president in January, Biden will take over. All of a sudden, we got these vaccines popping up everywhere. Popping up here, popping up there, popping up everywhere. And now everybody talking about implementing this vaccine. Now me, I don't care what Cuomo said. I'm not taking no vaccine. When I had COVID, the first thing that I took quercetin. Well, I took low doses of hydroxychloroquine and zinc. That's me. I mean, not telling you to take that. Okay? And I know how YouTube are. They'll try to strike me for this, saying this is false information. It's not false to me. I know what I took. Shut up, YouTube. You strike me for this one, I'm coming after you. I took low doses of hydroxychloroquine and zithromycin and with zinc. Zinc being the killer, zithromycin being the cleaner, And hydroxychloroquine is the battering ram that allows a passageway open to allow the zinc to come in and kill the virus. And the zithromycin cleans the infected area. That's how it used to go. I take mine early, and there's studies out. You're going to have to look it up yourself because I can't claim it here because they'll try to strike me on this one. But there's all kind of peer studies that has come out now concerning low doses of hydroxychloroquine and zinc. All kind of peer studies talking about quercetin, zinc ionophore. And there's multiple types of zinc ionophores out there that will open up, help you get the zinc in your body. Again, zinc being the killer of the virus. A lot of hospitals are using zinc now. I recently had a friend of mine. She just come out of the hospital but no, me personally, I said once you find out, go. I mean, the key is to stay out of the hospital. But what they want to do is they want to shoot down, shut down, and crush anything else that's cheap and easy when it comes to this virus. They want everything hard and frustrated and fear mongering so you can be lead to a vaccine. God knows what's in the vaccine. You don't know what's in the vaccine. None of us know. Let's let this man talk. This is going to be your president in 2024 because Joe Biden's not going to do another 4. Ain't no way Kamala Harris can win an election. Kamala Harris cannot. She will not be able to win a general election. She will not even be able to win a primary unless they rigged it. They're going to end up supporting Cuomo for the ticket because he's a legendary long-term legend in the Democratic Party. He is next up. He is entitled. Don't give me this Kamala Harris stuff. The Kamala Harris stuff ain't going to happen. She couldn't even, Joe Biden saved her career. She was losing her popularity in California because of her record. Black people starting to shy away from her. The only ones that's going all dreamy and drooling over them is the black woman, especially the upper elite women. And they have that right to do that. But most people who knew her record down in California, black, white, whatever, they're like, nah, she's not the one. She lost her popularity in California. And her next Senate seat would have been up in a couple of years. And believe me, she would have had a challenger. Right now, Ro Khanna is maybe going for that seat. But she would have got challenged and she would have lost. And that would have messed up her whole so-called stellar career. Not all that stellar. If you really know how she climbed up the ladder, I don't know how I got on that. But the point is, they're trying to scare you and fear you and drive you to want to take a vaccine. Oh, the death tolls are going up. But they didn't tell you about the people who, more people are surviving and thriving and beating this virus than back in March. More people are thriving and vibrant. They're telling you the overall numbers, and they're not telling you the overall numbers of the people who survived this thing. 250,000 died, but they don't tell you millions beat it and lived. And a lot of those people who died probably had some hard conditions that they shouldn't have, and they probably waited till all the way till they got in the hospital to try to treat them. And now studies are coming out that if you treat yourself early, you can stay out of the hospital. Go look up the studies. If you want me to, I'll put the links in. YouTube gonna act stupid, but I tell YouTube, stop acting stupid and go take the link. He is trying to drive people to this virus. He said, look, I'm gonna mobilize the army.
50% of the American people say they would not take the vaccine if it were available today because they don't trust the way this federal government has politicized the process. So New York.
No, Governor Cuomo, the American people don't want to take the vaccine because we don't know what's in the vaccine. Usually you have to put the virus in the vaccine in order to kill the viruses. You politicized this whole thing. You gave the order for hydroxychloroquine to be done in high dosage in emergency situation instead of going the low dosage route before you even get into the hospital. Now the studies from New York Presbyterian and New York NYU Langone and Northwell Hospital and I think St. Francis or something like that, all these studies coming out talking about the effectiveness and the potency of treating COVID patients early with low dosage of certain particular medicine, with zinc being the primary medicine that really, really does obliterate the virus. He was involved in that. And then he stopped it. He said, well, I don't see where it work or don't work when it comes to extreme situations. He is implicated in this drive to get a vaccine. When if he would have did this the right way, treated people early, low dosage, with meds that we already have out there, you'd have seen massive results. And I tell you to stop being bullies and bullying me around and go look at the results yourself. It's simple. You can go to various studies and peer studies on this now concerning early treatment. I'm not taking the vaccine. Why? Because if I do, I know what to take. If I do catch a virus, I know what to take. Now, I can't advise you, and it's not a cure. Heck, even vaccines are not cures. There's just a high level of treatment. Do that mean you won't ever get it again? Well, according to a vaccine, you shouldn't be able to get it again. But look, flu shots, people still catch the flu sometimes. People still catch the colds. We haven't come up with nothing for the colds. People still catch HIV. We haven't come up with nothing to destroy the AIDS virus. Just keep the virus at a low minimum where you can't catch it. But let me keep going.
And other states, 7 in total, will simultaneously review the vaccine approval with independent medical experts so people know it's safe. Private healthcare companies administer the vaccine, hospitals, big drugstores, doctors' offices, etc. It sounds fine, right? But hold on. We know that our black, brown, and poorer communities have fewer health care institutions. Their communities are too often health care deserts. That's why we have more underlying conditions, and that's why the COVID death toll is so high for black and brown communities.
Now, let me stop there. Every time I turn around, they're always trying to make us seem like we're vulnerable, we're weak, we're inferior people. I don't trust these people. I don't trust the information they give out. I still understand that we have a government that's been led through the institution of white supremacy. And white supremacy overall goal is always to make white look right, supreme, superior. That's why you get the word white supremacy. Never talk about white people are vulnerable to this, white people vulnerable to that, and white people got, and the institutions, and, it's always black and brown. Now, what Cuomo is saying, we're going to take this medicine, this vaccine, and we're going to target black and brown communities. I don't trust that, and I'm not going to trust that because you may look like my help, but you may be my destroyer. I remember the different things they did to black men while they were going into World War I, World War II. I remember when they were doing the inoculations in when you started going to the Korean War and Vietnam War, and still doing inoculation to this day. Some people coming back not being able to give birth. Some people coming back dying early of various diseases. We don't know what's in this stuff. And yeah, I may be paranoid because I don't like going to the doctor, and I don't trust these doctors when they do something, when they operate on me, give me something. You should be able to trust that what you're giving me is legit. But you cannot 100% believe that. So he's saying, look, we're going to target black and brown community. Now, look, Bill Gates and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has been investing in what we call a smart vaccine. Now, I never heard of a smart vaccine before. I didn't know vaccines had a brain. A smart vaccine. Now, you can find some footage of him also talking about this particular vaccine or bug or whatever that you place inside somebody and certain things happen. You got to look that up on your own. I can't verify whether that's true or not. But here, this is true. On their website, they're saying, we're taking our money and we're going to invest in making sure black and brown people get this medicine. Why are wealthy people trying to act like they're our saviors? Why is government trying to act like they're going to be the savior of black and brown people? I'm telling you, brown people, let alone black, you better have your rock eyebrow up in the air when they come to you talking about giving you some kind of medical treatment. Whether they're mobilizing the army or whether they're whatever, trying to make you feel secure that it's okay. You don't know if it's okay. Ask the men at Tuskegee Institute. It was going through an experiment. Well, you know the story. Go look it up yourself. But let me let Cuomo keep talking this jab.
It talks about CVS and Walgreens and national chains. Sure. But they are mainly located in rich communities, not in poor communities. My friends, we can't compound the racial injustice that COVID already created. And let me be clear.
So COVID systematically became a tool of white supremacy to target black people. A Chinese virus systematically became a tool of white supremacy to target black people, Cuomo.
The black and brown communities that were first on the list of who died cannot be last on the list of who receives the vaccine, period. If the Trump administration does not change this plan and does not provide an equitable vaccine process, we will enforce our legal rights. We will bring legal action to protect New Yorkers. The state of New York will join with the Urban League and Mark Morial and Arva Rice and the NAACP, Hazel Dukes and Derek Johnson, and we will fight to make sure every life is protected equally.
Guys, this is very disturbing to me. I don't take this lightly. Here we got Governor Cuomo right now, who is trying to set himself up to be the #1 contender for 2024. I'm telling you, it's not going to be. He has a book coming out. He has a book out now. He's going to be doing a book tour. He's going to be doing some speaking engagements. He's going to use this to show that he's a true leader, that I'll lead New York and I'll lead the nation when it comes to pandemics like this. He's known as America Governor now. He's the golden child of the Democratic Party. Always have been. And they was ready any day to push him for president. They wasn't trying to push Joe Biden. They definitely wasn't going to push Kamala Harris. They just wanted to use Kamala Harris as a tool to kick in the black vote. And we're saying, look, you got to come with more than that, because first of all, she got like umpteen% black in her. Most of the Indian, you ain't gonna use that to fool us. She never grew up as a black. Okay, she grew up as an East Indian woman in the East Indian neighborhood with an East Indian mama, and that's the way it is. And the only time she experienced her black side is when she went to visit her grandma in Jamaica, which her dad is half black, half Jamaican, and when she went to Howard. You can sister girl all you want. She ain't got that much sister girl experience, which I'm gonna talk about in another video. That these people who you think skin color, just because they're your skin folks, don't mean they're your kin folks. And I'm going to talk about that today. And you're not going to like me, but I'm going to talk about it. But in this situation, Governor Cuomo said he's going to mobilize an army. And he's going to fight Trump tooth and toenail to make sure he get enough vaccines to cater to the black and brown community first. Anytime the federal government and federal leaders go out of their way to get you something so they can make sure you get it before everybody else, it sounds nice, it sounds sweet, it sounds caring, and sound kind. But when have this federal government has been kind to black people? Well, he's a Democrat. Democrats don't go there. It's still the government. And both of these parties still have a master, and the master is not black people, even though black people put the Democratic Party over every single election. They're looking out for us, right? Well, here's the deal, Cuomo. I'm not taking no vaccine. I got something in my drawer right there. I take at least once or twice a week. I don't go out there and do something stupid, like try to catch it. I don't go out there with my mask. We got a mask mandate here in New York. You pay a $60 fine if you get caught on public transportation without or public place without a mask. Not that foolish. And just because you got a vaccine doesn't mean somebody still may not catch it. They said the vaccine gets rid of the virus. It didn't say it was a cure. It never said it was a cure. The 2-1 from Pfizer and the other company never said it was a cure. Just get rid of the virus. Don't mean the virus won't be able to come back on you. They haven't even proved that, and they want to push this thing on you quick, fast, and a hurry before the new year rolls in, because we got to get back to business as usual. Folks, you got to watch stuff like this, man. All of a sudden, here come this man who was president, no fan of his, start talking about treatment of medication that's already been available for a while, but yet he still tried to push the vaccines and things like that with his, operation, blah, 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 warp speed or whatever. He pushed that. Okay, fine, Trump, give you that. They mock you on the early medicine. Why? Because they gonna mock you on that because they don't want people trusting in something that's cheap and easy that they could take early. They want something that they want this virus to, you catch the virus and, you just try to fight it off. And if it get worse, then just check into the hospital. No, folks. No. That's not what I did. That's not what a bunch of my friends did. We started feeling a little uneasy about a certain situation. We tried to ride it out, Theraflu and things like that. If it got worse, we went to the doctor. Most of us picked up alone, and not too long ago, it subsided and left. Don't mean we can't catch it again. Don't mean what we did was a cure. Me personally, found out about some information about a doctor here in New York and what he was doing it, and I said I want to look into doing that myself, and I did it, and I got better. Now, I learned a little science about how to deal with this virus in early setting, and I also know about the vaccines and stuff in late settings. But what they're trying to do right now, he literally said out of his mouth, in New York, we're going to mobilize an army to make sure we get this over to black and brown people. Anytime you mention mobilize an army, getting over to black and brown people, I think about the National Guard who came down during the riots of Watts. They didn't come out here to protect black people. They came down here to hurt black people. Folks, you can do what you want to do. You can do what you want to do. You can take the vaccine. That's up to you. As for this kid, Governor Cuomo, you can take that vaccine, turn that something sideways, stick it up straight up your candy bar.